Hello everyone, this is Jyoti here from Real Education Center, and today we are going to talk about verbs. See, we have already seen different types of verbs like linking verbs, action verbs, how they are used. We also talked about transitive verb and intransitive verb. We know that main verbs are basically classified into transitive and intransitive depending on whether they need object or not. If they need object, then they are called transitive verbs. And those verbs which don't need object, they are called intransitive verbs. Now, these intransitive verbs, they require some word to complete their meaning. So, such verbs are called incomplete verbs. See, we know that there is a difference between intransitive verbs and incomplete verbs. They both don't need object, but these incomplete verbs, they require some word to complete the meaning, and these verbs, they are not actually action verbs. So, they are called incomplete verbs. Now let's look at these incomplete verbs. Now before we start, let's look at some sentence. So first of all, if I just write, she looks. She looks. Now look at this sentence. It doesn't make any sense. So this is incomplete. Now, if I just write, she looks happy. Now it's making sense. She looks happy. Right? So, looks is incomplete verb and happy is a word which is completing the meaning for this incomplete verb. Right? Now, this is complete sentence or this is making sense. Let's take a look at second sentence. I just say Bharti is. Now, what does this mean? So, this is incomplete. But if I say Bharti is excited, now this is complete. Right? Similarly, if you just say Jay seems, this is also incomplete. But if I say Jay seems sad, and now it is complete. Now look at these verbs. Looks, is, seems. These verbs, they themselves are incomplete, means they need some words to make sense. Now, which verbs? Words like here, happy, excited, sad, and so on. There are different kinds of words that these incomplete verbs need. And these words, which is completing the sense of a sentence, they are called complements. They are called complements. All right? So, again, see, there are some verbs which don't make sense alone. They are incomplete, means they need some word to complete their meaning. So, such verbs are called incomplete verbs, and these words which complete their meaning, they are called complement. Now, let's look at the complement. See, this is complement, means to complete. To complete. So, verbs like see, this looks, seems, appears, is, all these five senses related verbs, they are called incomplete verbs. So we can say that they are related to our five senses like appear, look, seem, sounds, right? Is, and so on. So they are incomplete verbs. And they need certain words which complete their meaning. So now let's start talking about these words which complete the meaning of incomplete verbs. See, these words which are acting like a complement, okay, they sometimes they act like subjective complement, they act like subjective complement or objective complement, right? So these complements, they are, some of them are subjective complements and some of them are objective complements. So we can say that complement that tell us more about the subject are called subjective complement. So what is subjective complement? They tell us more about the subject. Similarly, the complements means words that tell us more about the object, then they are objective complements. Let's look at some sentences so that we'll have better idea. For example, the boss is angry. The boss is angry. Now this word angry is our complement because is our incomplete verb and angry is completing it. So angry becomes complement. Now this word angry tells us something more about the boss. See, the boss is angry. Okay, let me mark it for you. Just a minute. All right. So the boss is angry. So this angry is actually telling us something about boss. All right. So the word angry tells us something about the subject. Right. So here this angry word is subjective complement. All right. Now, next is the sky seems cloudy. Again, this seems is your incomplete verb because if you just read like this, the sky seems, it is not making any sense. So seems, and moreover, seems is not action verb. So seems is your incomplete verb. And by just adding this word cloudy, it's making complete sense. So, cloudy becomes your complement. But what kind of complement it is? Is it subjective complement or objective complement? So, the word cloudy tell us something about subject, again sky. So, here you can say that this cloudy, which is a complement, is telling us something about sky. And sky is subject of a sentence. So, this word cloudy is subjective complement. Right? Let's look at some more sentences. They elected Radha president. Now look at this sentence. They elected. Who is doer of an action? They. They elected whom? Radha. So they elected Radha. If you just look at this sentence like this, they elected Radha, it's not making sense. Means we need to add a complement. And here, president becomes your complement. The president is your complement. But what kind of complement it is? Is it subjective complement or objective complement? So here, they is subject, but they elected Radha president. Okay, so the word president tell us about Radha and not they. Okay, so this word president, which is a complement, it is telling us something about Radha. And Radha is object of a sentence. So this complement president is objective complement. Right? See, why this is not talking about they? Because who is president? Radha. Okay? And they here is doer of an action because they elected Radha. And that's why this president word, which is a complement, is actually objective complement. Now, next sentence. They call Mother Teresa an angel. If you just remove this word, an angel, they call Mother Teresa. Now again, it's not making any sense. Means we need to add some word to it to make it a complete sense. And that word is here, an angel. Now, an angel is become your complement. Again, what kind of complement it is? Is it subjective complement or objective complement? So, an angel here tells us about Mother Teresa. So, here they call Mother Teresa. So, who is doer of an action? They. So, they become subject and they call Mother Teresa. So, Mother Teresa become object. And because this an angel word is used for Mother Teresa, and Mother Teresa is an object of a sentence, so this is objective complement. So they call Mother Teresa an angel. An angel tells us about Mother Teresa, which is object in the sentence. So this complement becomes objective complement. This is how you can decide whether certain complements are subjective complement or objective complement. Again, let's look at this quickly. कि बेसिकली दो टाइप्स के वर्ब्स होते हैं. हमने लास्ट टाइम देखा था मेन वर्ब्स में ट्रांजिटिव एंड इंट्रांजिटिव. ट्रांजिटिव्स में ऑब्जेक्ट की जरूरत पड़ती है, इंट्रांजिटिव में नहीं पड़ती है. बट उसमें कुछ वर्ब्स ऐसे होते हैं जो सेंसेस से रिलेट करते हैं, जैसे अपीयर, लुक, सीम, साउंड्स एटसेट्रा, जो कि इनकम्प्लीट वर्ब्स कहलाते हैं। क्यों इनकम्प्लीट वर्ब्स कहलाते हैं? बिकॉज वो अपने आप में सेंस नहीं करते हैं, उनको किसी एक वर्ड की जरूरत पड़ती है सेंस करने के लिए या मीनिंग रखने के लिए। तो वो जिस वर्ड की जरूरत पड़ती है उस वर्ड्स को कहते हैं हम कॉम्प्लीमेंट। मतलब ये जो वर्ब्स हैं उनको इनकम्प्लीट वर्ब्स कहते हैं, और इनकम्प्लीट वर्ब्स को जो कंप्लीट करता है उस वर्ड को हम कॉम्प्लीमेंट कहते हैं। कॉम्प्लीमेंट दो टाइप के होते हैं, सब्जेक्टिव कॉम्प्लीमेंट और ऑब्जेक्टिव कॉम्प्लीमेंट। तो ऐसे वर्ड्स जो सब्जेक्ट के बारे में बात करते हैं उसको हम सब्जेक्टिव कॉम्प्लीमेंट कहते हैं, और ऐसे वर्ड जो ऑब्जेक्ट के बारे में बात करते हैं उसको हम ऑब्जेक्टिव कॉम्प्लीमेंट कहते हैं। उसके एग्जाम्पल्स हमने ऑलरेडी देख लिए हैं। So in our next session we'll talk something more about verb.